Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought number 1586. Now, I am here at 6:10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time every day without holiday, and we are here to cheer you up and make it a good day with morsels of a thought. Preferably morsels of a thought of wisdom, time tested secrets for capturing the heart of Mr. Right, more rules to live and love by, the rules for marriage, time tested secrets for making your marriage work. Guess what? We were reading about what men say. And this was supposed to help us with our algorithms to get our marriages straight. And this is also good for people who are not married. This is also a way to learn how to make it so people want more of you and not less of you, right? So, like for me, I try to make it so that people don't have to look at a sickly person. And so I put on a little makeup. Because otherwise, on the days you've seen me look like hell, you have to look at me. I don't have to look at me, but you have to look at me. So I have to figure out whether I can make myself look presentable properly that day and if I have the time to do it. So now I've gone to 6:10 a.m. Okay. Robert W., attorney. My wife must be my best friend. While some people stress the importance of the sexual component of relationships, the time spent in lovemaking is a relatively small part of the time that the couple spends together. For all the time spent together outside the bedroom, open, honest communication must be the foundation of the relationship. A hug within a loving relationship can do in a moment what psychotherapy after hundreds of hours can barely approach. When the souls of a man and woman touch within a genuinely loving relationship, it transports them to a completely new level of awareness, a quantum leap to a place that neither could reach alone. My wife would take me there. Now that's where quantum leap can come from. This was written way back in maybe 20 years ago. Gene P and marriages haven't been different at all. So, Gene P, computer programmer, I want three things in a wife: physical attraction, someone on my intellectual level, and a lot of personality. Now, Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider know this stuff. They are also married women, and married rules women are the best people to get rules advice from. The rules Time Tested Secrets for Capturing the Heart of Mr. Right became a uh, dating Bible. It was, let's see, if you play the dating game, then you'll want to read the rules too. Number two, the follow up book to the original dating Bible. That's by the magazine American Woman. I just read from the, I was, you saw me. Okay. Craig C., executive recruiter, says, what attracted me to the only woman I ever proposed to was that she always had a smile on her face and never complained about anything. Scott F., real estate developer, says, trust, unconditional love and commitment, and belief in the long term goals of marriage and family. Andrew N., painter, I wanted someone to love me, care for me, surrender herself to me heart and soul without giving up her person. I wanted someone whom I would not be afraid to tell that I am hurt or sad for fear that she would think poorly of me. Mm, mm, mm. Are you listening? Mark M., doctor. Assuming that the basic chemistry of attraction is present, since without it, no relationship can exist, these are the 5 qualities I would want in a wife. Number 1, honesty. I'm not saying she has to be open and frank all the time, but there must be an absence of deception, subterfuge, or chicanery. Chicanery. Number two, intelligence. When I was single, I don't recall ever going out with an unintelligent woman more than once. Number three, a modern attitude. I don't want to be involved with someone who reminds me of my grandmother or my mother, straight laced, superstitious, or neurotic. Number four, common interests. Well, these are desirable, but not absolutely essential. Number five, appearance. We must not delude ourselves into thinking that appearance isn't important, although maybe not as important as it was when we were 18. So, this last paragraph I've read last week. Your husband is constantly giving you clues as to what he does and doesn't want in a marriage, whether it's more sex or more kinky sex, more family dinners, or more fun and spontaneity. Are you listening? Interesting. Interesting. So, I'm going to go to more rules from happily married women. Okay. This is also a chapter that goes into, it's not numbered. It's one of the appendices of the rules for marriage, time tested secrets for making your marriage work by Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider. More rules from happily married women says, Eileen F., founder of a modeling agency, married 55 years, says he's got to be Tarzan of the Apes. You can't tell him what to do. I've never understood women who want to be equal with men. Men and women are not equal. Let him make the major decisions. Feed him well. Never say no to sex. Don't give him a reason to cheat. Look good. If you look like yesterday's mashed potatoes, what's he going to think? Work hard, but no career is worth wrecking a marriage. Compromise is essential. In the early years, I argued a lot. Now, I'll say what I think, but I won't say it so violently. It gets easier. The first 10 years are the hardest. First. Oh, goodness gracious. That is talking long term. So, what I want to do is make sure that you know that Morsels of a Thought is for you to have a great day, to inspire you, to possibly educate you a little, and to impart a little wisdom. Okay. Elaine S., housewife and mother, married 46 years, says, I'm not up when he leaves for work, so I'll call him as soon as I get up to say good morning to let him know what I'm thinking. That I'm thinking of him. Another rule of mine is to never look a gift horse in the mouth. I've never been disgruntled with a gift my husband has given me. My taste can be completely different, but I'd rather leave it in a drawer than return it and hurt his feelings. My feeling is if you complain about gifts, they will surely stop coming. Ooh. Now, she said something that I was thinking about. Yeah. Looking a gift horse in the mouth is where when the horse the age of a horse you can tell by the teeth, the angle of the teeth in the mouth is what I'm told. And if you look a gift horse in the mouth, it is saying, I wonder how much it was, I wonder how valuable it is. And that's the essence of chicanery. It's not really gratefulness. So you want to be grateful. Helen G-B, editor and author, married 40 years, says, the most important ingredient of a happy marriage, I think, is to marry a decent person. Sometimes that's hard to tell if you are besotted by sex, money, looks, even by love, but a successful marriage, I feel, has to be predicated on marrying somebody decent. The world is out there handing you a lot of grief. If you're going home to a rat, it's intolerable. I'm not the first to say this, but you should try to laugh with your mate. I don't mean telling jokes, but just laughing about happenings in your life. Every man and woman have their own experiences to laugh about. My husband likes to arrive at the airport insanely early. He tells me the ticket says to arrive 2 hours before check-in. Do you believe everything you read? I ask. We have been known to open airports when the moon has barely left the sky. I tease him a lot about this. Marion M., homemaker, Marion with an O, married 32 years, says, pick your fights, talk it out. Don't let things fester. Try to grow with your husband instead of growing apart. Try to make him happy. For example, my husband wanted me to stay home with my children because his mother worked when he was growing up and was never home for him. So I stayed at home until my kids were 13 or 14 and then got part-time jobs in real estate and modeling. It's so easy to get a divorce today, but I believe people start over with the same person anyway. Ooh. And for her to be modeling after 13 years of staying home, that seems like she was a bombshell. This woman is. Debbie F., personal trainer, married 20 years, says, I try never to come between him and the things he feels he needs to do for his family. For example, he calls his mother who lives alone several times a day just to keep her happy, and he has loaned money to different family members. None of my business. I try to set aside special times together, mainly Saturday nights, and also healthy time apart for girls' night out and encourage him to have guys' night out. Stephanie Y., magazine editor, married 17 years, says, respect each other's privacy. Don't open his mail, email, journal, or calendar without asking first. Don't assume it's okay to read. Remember, your husband is an independent person. Intimacy doesn't equal knowing every single thing about him. Find a way to laugh together at least once a day. Take the time to tell each other a silly joke or something funny the kids said. My husband and I both work full time and we have kids. It's easy to become grim efficiency experts. Humor softens it up a bit. Pardon me. Need to get a little sip. Ah, sorry. Thank you. That was good. People at work will actually notice this and comment, wow, you're on the phone with your husband and laughing. Otherwise, you can get caught up in the New York frame of mind and your life becomes a to-do list and you forget to pause to make that call to remember you're a wife and somebody loves you. Sometimes I just call and say, I'm thinking of you. Another rule is that we always kiss each other hello and goodbye, even if we don't feel like it, even if it's just a token thing. It's like your wedding ring reminding you that you're with each other. Interesting. Jean B., attorney, married 10 years, says, never go to bed angry. Clear the air before you hit the pillow. Interesting. Miriam G., headhunter, married 7 years, says, make goals together to keep you close and excited about the future, such as buying a house, planning a vacation, saving money, etc. Make up quickly. Do things the exact way he likes it, especially if he is a control freak. Say thank you and I love you a lot. Let him know that you appreciate him. Don't go more than 2 weeks without having sex. As a career counselor, I want to add that if you're a dual career couple with kids, I don't think you can both have high-powered jobs 5 days a week at the same time without your marriage and kids suffering. It's better if one of the spouses works part-time or they can alternate during the course of their marriage. For example, If the wife slows her career down during the early years to raise their children, her husband can support her career if she wants to get an MBA or take a demanding job that requires traveling when the children are older. Trying to pursue fast track careers at the same time while raising children is just crazy. Anne A., editor, says, married 5 years, says, I have two pretty straightforward rules for my marriage. The first is that I never let one of us leave the house without saying goodbye and I love you, even if we've just had a fight. The reason is more superstitious than anything else. A friend of mine told me that her biggest regret was not saying goodbye to her husband one morning because she was mad at him. He died that day in a car accident. The other rule I have is to never argue with my husband in public. I find this a most unattractive trait in other marriages, so I vowed never to do it. Even light bickering can make others around you feel uncomfortable. It also causes people to gossip about you and your husband and or offer advice, so keep the fighting private. I will say that that has happened to me, fighting in public, and that did not go well. There was a guy who looked at us, kind of walked past and looked at us, and I can't say that it's happened more than once. But anyway, okay, here we go back to the book. Enid O., makeup artist, married 5 years, says, zip the lip. Always compliment him. Listen when he talks. Tell him you love him a lot. If you go to bed angry, at least try to make up as soon as possible the next day. Helene S., marriage therapist, married 4 years, says, make your relationship a priority in your life. Too many people neglect their relationship and focus too much on work, the kids, or other interests. Take time regularly to connect to each other in meaningful ways. For example, schedule a date night once a week with the goal being just to enjoy each other's company. In addition, take time each day to have a positive connection with your spouse. Give them a real, heartfelt hug. Tell them you appreciate something they did or said. Look them in the eye and say hello with the intent to really connect for a moment. Ask them about their day or how they're doing and really listen for 5 minutes. That's all it takes. How can you expect to have a happy, loving marriage if you don't put energy into maintaining and enhancing your relationship? That's interesting. Learn how to communicate so that you can express your needs and wants and give feedback and criticism in an effective way. Learn how to listen without interrupting or offering advice so that you can understand your spouse's perspective on things. Lack of communication and listening skills destroys a relationship over time. Resentments build, which leads to increased tension, fighting, or distance. Communicating doesn't mean that you sit around and talk about your feelings all the time. It does mean that you feel like your spouse is someone you can talk to. You should be able to talk to your spouse about what really matters to you, feel like you really know each other, and have a relationship where you feel loved for who you really are. Jennifer F., headhunter, married 2 years, says, I try to do things that he wants to do, even when I don't want to do them, like pumpkin picking or going to see a scary action movie or hockey game that I have no interest in. I try not to nag him about coming home earlier as he works really late every night. I try to be loving and grateful and really nice to his family, even nicer than I am to my own. I rarely say no to sex. So then we have, there we go. He can say anything about his family, but you can't. Make sure that it's short enough to get through. Okay. You can choose your husband, but you can't choose his family. Some women are blessed with wonderful in laws who welcome them into their families with open arms. Others are cursed with in laws from hell. They think nobody is good enough for their son, or they find fault with everything you do, and other difficult family members that can wreak havoc with your marriage. Life isn't fair. The question becomes, how do you love your husband while disliking his family and still keep your marriage intact? It's not easy, but it's definitely doable. Pretend you are studying diplomacy or public relations for college credit, because that's exactly what it's going to take. First and foremost, you must not talk badly about your in-laws or any other member of his family to your husband. If his family or any member of it is truly awful or cheap or insensitive or tacky or whatever they are, trust us, he knows it. He may even criticize his family from time to time, but that's okay. It's his family. But he doesn't want to hear it from anyone, especially from you. Don't ever expect him to choose between you and his family. Don't even put him in that position. If you say anything negative, he will either defend them, find fault with you, or tune out. So don't waste your time trying to get him to see your side. You will never get anywhere by telling your husband. Does the following post-dinner scenario sound familiar? On the car ride home from his mother's Christmas dinner, Debbie complained to her husband, Jeff, that his cousin Donna always puts her down. Jeff said he didn't know what she was talking about. She asked me what I got for Christmas. I told her you bought me a stationary bicycle. You know what she said? She said, "Are you sure you're going to use it? Why don't you just bike around the neighborhood?" She wasn't putting you down. A lot of people buy exercise equipment and don't use it. Besides, why do you care what she thinks? Said Jeff. She never has anything good to say to me, said Debbie, tears in her eyes. You're being too sensitive. Just stop thinking about it, he said. Why do you always take her side? This isn't the first time. You're just like her. Mean. You're crazy. This conversation is over, said Jeff, turning on the radio so loud as to silence any further discussion. Debbie felt hurt, alone, and sorry for herself, all because she said something negative about Jeff's family. She was looking for sympathy and got even more hurt. Any other time when she complained that his mother was giving unsolicited advice about how to bathe, and dress their children, Jeff again took his mother's side. She is just trying to be helpful. A fight about his family would lead to marital spats that lasted for days. Fights of this nature are quite common among married couples. My greatest aggravation with my husband is his family, says Sandy, with an I, who has been married 2 years. He has two sisters, a brother, and a mother who live close by and are very needy. His family would spend every evening with us if we let them. Fortunately, my husband agrees that they are needy, but he won't do anything about it. When we were first married, I spent a lot of energy being annoyed and angry with them, and in turn, annoyed and angry with my husband for not stepping in and fixing whatever was bothering me. As time went on, I realized that there was absolutely nothing I could do about them. You can't change your husband, and you can't change your mother-in-law. So I just accept them and look the other way. So we'll pause here in this part of the chapter, and then we'll come back to it next week. And by the way, at the gym in the locker room, there was a little girl. A little girl, I say, she was probably, I don't know how old she was. She was a teenager, and she was meeting her boyfriend's grandparents for the first time. And she was very nervous and wanted to get her hair perfect. And I said to her, "You look perfect." And then I said to her, "Don't worry, it'll always be something, and they're not going to tell you what it is anyway, so don't even worry about it." And she seemed so relieved. So, okay, we know what we're talking about, right? Well, Ellen Fein and Sherrie Schneider sure do. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Okay, old Kinderhook. Bye.